So, couldn't remember if I made a video on this, so maybe we're doing it again. But can you do the gate walking more than once, and why? Okay, first a little bookkeeping. The end of the video I tweaked it a little bit, and it's got some stuff on my classes on Udemy that I have many classes on there now. If you guys want to learn more from me, I got tons of different subjects. You can check the links to a couple of them down in the description. But so why would we do the gate walking more than once? So, the gate walking is a transformational um, process that you go through with the Simon Necronomicon, where you attune yourself to the energies of the classical Chaldean planets. And through that process, you focus on each of the classical Chaldean planets' energies, one planet at a time, from the moon all the way out to Saturn. And it changes you, it challenges you in very specific ways according to the classical planets in order to emphasize your strengths and destroy your weaknesses. So why do this more than once? I've done it twice now, and I probably should do it again because it's been a hot minute. But every time that you go through it, you're going to be focusing on different things. You might just because you're going through Mercury twice, where it's about, communication, commerce, business, stuff like that, just because you did it, like when I did it the first time, back in like 2013 ish, if I was to do it now, I'm a much different person. I have an entirely different life dynamic. I'm a much different person than I was way back then. So the lessons I learn are going to be different. The challenges I have are going to be different, and my starting point is going to be different. It's going to be arguably farther along than the first time that I did it back in 2013, 2014 ish, or the second time, which was I think sometime in like 2015 ish. It's been a really long couple of years. But anytime that you have a transformational process, you're going to be going about it differently every time that you revisit it. Because we're not the same people, like stagnant. Hopefully, people are not stagnant. They don't just keep going through the same things again and again and again. Hopefully, there is growth and change. A lot of people can take different classes, or oh yeah, this is the point that was in the back of my head. But you know, like I have books, tons of books, and I'll read a book and I'll put it down after I'm done, and then maybe I'll revisit it a couple of years later. When you reread a story the second or third or fourth time, in the case of the Dark Tower series for me, anyways, every time you read it, you get something different out of it. Because your perspective on life is different. What you're thinking about subconsciously and even consciously is different. The way that you relate to the book is different. And then what you get out of it is different. So life and initiatory processes vis-a-vis the gate walking, totally, you know, relatable to this. Just however you step into it, you're going to get more out of it. And, first time you do the gate walking, you're going to progress a bit through the energies of the planets. And so you're going to come out different. And then you go back in, you're going to progress more and come out even more different. And just like, everything with the planets cycles around the sun, then we can cycle back into the gate walking to arguably further improve. Now, you can spend a certain amount of time, several months or whatever in each planet, but your progress is only going to go so far. Then after the gate walking, you continue to apply those lessons and you work on yourself more and more because everyone should be doing self-improvement all the time. Then you can step back into the gate walking at a new starting point and further improve. I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but the point is, arguably, the gate walking should be a cyclical process again and again and again and again. You go from the moon to, the moon, Mercury, Venus, the sun, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, then back to moon, Mercury, Venus, the sun, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. You could literally repeat this process again and again and again and again and again, even arguably with no break in between, and you just keep going. As long as your seals are appropriately blessed and you follow you know, the cycles with when you're supposed to do it according to the moon, then you can keep going. And the more that you dive in, the more you're going to get out. So, yeah, the point is any initiatory process you can do and should do over and over and over again. Just because you do something once doesn't mean you're like, okay, I did it, I graduated, I'm done, I'm I'm gonna move on. You can move on to bigger and better things, but it's always a good thing to revisit things that you've done in the past because you yourself should have grown, and what you get out of it is going to be different next time. Good hunting. Thanks for checking out my video. If you want to learn more from me, I have a lot of classes on Udemy. You can find the links to a lot of those in the description. If you want to check out my books on Amazon, I have Creating Consciousness, Magical Mechanics, Magical Theater, Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Movement, which is an update and expansion upon Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Mastery, which is a combination masterwork of Magical Theater and Magical Mechanics, and The Guide to the Spheres and Beyond. You can also find me on Facebook at Magickology YT. You can email me at priestofthenecro@gmail.com, and you can even check out my Instagram, which is Magickology. And good hunting.